Good evening, folks, and welcome inside Dr. Carson and Marion Murray Community Center here in Spring Hill, Nova Scotia, as we get set for some Nova Scotia U15 action between the Halifax Wolverines and the Truro Bearcats as we get set for action here. 4:13 the local time. This puck drop is moments away. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Logan Crothers here live on High Button Sports. We get set for this Saturday night action. And we're underway here. Work back. Here's a turnover right off the draw. Harpel works it in. Chance in front. Scores! Right off the draw. The clock didn't even get started up on the board. 6 seconds in. And the Wolves off to a 1-0 lead here. The Wolves coming into the game with a 3-2 record, 8 points on the year. They have 32, now 33 goals for, and only 18 against. Truro entering with 6 points on the year. They have a 2-4 record. They have 20 goals for, 21 against. As the clock hadn't even got going up top. So 14, only 6 seconds off the draw. It was one back to the point. Turnover on the D2D attempt, and wait to get the official call. I believe Kopik buried it home. Max Kopik will open the scoring here, and a 1-0 lead for the Wolves early in this matchup. As it's worked in, chipped up the wall, held in by Coombs. Puck worked around all the way around on a rim by Lincoln McDonald. Lincoln McDonald leads Truro in the points category as a puck will get pushed in by the Bearcats, looking to get something going offensively, looking to get that goal back early on in the game. Puck chipped up into the bench, not a play. I'll stop play here, 14:21 remaining in the first period, so a real early goal. Right off the opening draw, Halifax capitalizing on a turnover on a D2D pass, and they make it 1-0. Reynolds can't go in. He was the one that. So Scott will go out in on the draw now. There's number 88. Hudson Holman. As it's worked back in a neutral zone here by Halifax, sent in. McDonald's going to give chase. Reverse play, cut off. That was Merriweather trying to go D2D. Puck worked out. Holman will pressure. Puck into the corner. Puck worked up to the winger. Picked up. Here's McDonald. He'll try to cut back in his own zone. He'll work it up. McKenzie steps up. Reynolds picks it up in the neutral zone. Chip play up to his backhand. Doesn't connect. Back in his own zone, that's Ripley. He'll work it back over to the far side for Williams. Williams up under the stick though. No icing as that got touched there by number 7 for the Bearcats. No name on the roster for him. Call up for them in this Saturday night matchup. More mid-afternoon. Almost supper time here in Nova Scotia as that puck picked up by Halifax, worked up the wall. Picked up here with speed is Parker. Over the blue line, Parker's shot there, blocker save. Rebound, centered, shot there, sent wide. Past the glove. We have to introduce the starting goaltenders now. Sims shot there, fanned on. At the point, he'll step up and dump it in. Starting a net for Truro here this evening, number 37, Blake Butcher. Down 200 feet for him, number 31, Riley Green. Green will get the nod here for Halifax in this away game as Truro normally not playing. Here is Klug, steps up and a big hit there by Sim. Whalen, far side, worked up into the neutral zone. Kopik, I'm pretty sure had the assist. Here's a chance, centering pass off a ski. Picked up and worked up by Webb. Webb, pass off here. Chance down on his backhand. McDonald shot there, saved by Green. Webb in there finishing his check. That's number 2, Keegan Webb, in there for checking. He finished his check on Ripley. As it's worked, centered. McDonald sends it right back in. That's Lincoln McDonald for Truro. He wears the C for them this year. Centering pass picked off. Worked up into the neutral zone there. And number 2 for the Wolves. That must be an AP as well. Puck center here, shot, and it works through the 5-hole. And a 2-0 lead here for Halifax early. 2 goals for that line. As they lead now under 4 minutes into the period. Netting that home is Lateria. Liam Lateria netting that puck home. And Halifax here with a 2-0 lead early. McDonald will dig in here on the face-off against Scott. One back, picked up, Sim gets center, dumps it in. Just inside the blue line. Nice little delay there by McKenzie as he'll take his time and ice. Knocked off his stick. Nice stick by McDonald. Picked up and offside, says the official. Just below us here, so a face-off will stop play. McDonald will dig in on the face-off over on the far side. That's Felix McDonald. Lateria will pressure. He has the second goal for the Wolves here in the first period. Heads up. Merriweather sidestepping a check. Lateria works it down here. Shear down low. Nice move around one. Gets bodied up though, as that'll be picked up and worked out by the Bearcats. That's Lockyer. Puck worked up here. Shear on the half wall. Inside. He works it over the blue line, trying to toe drag his way to the middle. Reynolds worked it up ahead. Here's Holman over the blue line. He'll stop up inside the ring-out line. Shot there, up into the mesh and out of play. I'll stop up, and a face-off will stay inside. Looks like it's going to go to the blocker side here of Riley Green. Some fans getting into their seats here now. Riley Green getting the nod here today against Truro. Truro comes in to the game in ninth place, sorry. And Halifax coming in 7th place. They look to separate themselves from each other here today a little more, as trying to work it up the wall was Ripley. Turned over though. Reynolds is going to pressure. Puck work back into the neutral zone. Centering pass. Picked up. Here's Schneier, far side. Parker trying to work it back to the point. Held in on the far side wall. Good job stepping up there. Was waned. Here's Reynolds through the neutral zone. Backhand pass. Picked off though. Turned over though. Once again close. Steps up in a big hit there by Harple. Sim dumps it in. Coombs will give chase far side. He'll cycle it down low. Harple trying to work it out of the corner into the front of the net area. Leo Harple. Here's a chance. Lincoln McDonald knocked off his stick. He'll go battle. Wayne turned over. Webb centering pass picked off by Sim. Puck worked up Coombs far side. Centering pass. Harple picks it off in the neutral zone. He'll try to work it in over the blue line. Harple still with it. He'll take a penalty now as he'll draw the call as he goes down and touched up, as it looks like it's going to be Webb going to go to the box. As Harple was making moves through the middle of the ice over the blue line. 2 for tripping going to be the call. He worked it in over. Harper's going to draw the call on a power play here coming up for Halifax. They lead 2-0. McDonald will dig in. That's Felix McDonald on the offensive zone draw. Lincoln McDonald will get kicked out of the draw, so that'll change personnels. Now in Stanfield. Stanfield works it off the draw, but McDonald picks it up, works it back to the point. McDonald down low. Shot there from the half-wall area. Lateria shot off the block as that works back. Here's Ripley at the point for McDonald. He'll cut back. Felix McDonald looks over his options just over top of the ringette line. Works back. Here's Williams for McDonald. Backdoor pass. Here's Ripley. Shot there. Blocker save. Rebound in the corner now. Worked in behind the net. Delayed call here coming up, and that'll be a whistle from the backside of Raff out in the neutral zone, and an interference call coming up here. Wait to see who's going to go, and it looks like it's going to be Lateria. Lateria had the second goal for the Wolverines in the early goings of this period, and Scott will face off here. 4-on-4 action. Live on High Button Sports from the Dr. Carson and Marion Murray Community Center, as that puck now worked into the neutral zone. Wadden trying to work it back in. Here's Scott now. He'll take his time and he'll pick up some speed in the neutral zone. Scott over the blue line. Scott got a cut to the middle, right down the middle. Shot there. Pad saved by Green. Sim battling with Scott. Sim lays the check on Scott in the corner here. Down low. Centering pass picked off and worked back out into the neutral zone. Call on. And that goes down for icing. No change allowed for the Wolves. That's an icing call there. Conlon sends it down the full length, and 4-on-4, maybe he was out there, thought he was short-handed or something like that, so face off over to the far side. Trying to win it back, as that'll be controlled. Merriweather work, back shot, Lockyer, glove saved by Green. Four-on-4 action here, continuing on for about a minute and 13 seconds. Then an abbreviated power play for the Bearcats for about half a minute or so, as one back to the point. Merriweather shot there from distance is blocked by Harple. Harple drew the penalty as he made some moves. Reynolds in there pestering the puck down low as Ripley cutting back up the wall. Shot there from distance, pad saved by Green. Merriweather sends it back down. Holman around the far side. He'll cut back, spin off a check. He goes down, turned over, and worked back into the neutral zone. Harple picks it up with some speed. Over the blue line, shot there, sent wide past the blocker. Holman gets to it on the far side. He works it into the neutral zone. Turned over, though, is stepping up off the bench. Is number 9 for the Wolverines is Lucas Wayne. He just dumped that puck in. Coombs pressuring the puck in behind the Truro's net as he tries to turn it over. Kopic in there. He'll cycle the play. Spin move there. Coombs trying to work it out. Far side, stepping up Wayne. Trying to cycle it back down low. Fans on it, work back. Kopic is going to have to go back, and that'll do it for the Truro penalty. So they have a 25-second power play. Puck sent down off the hand, and going to have to go all the way back down. McEachran in his own zone. Rowan McEachran rimming it around. Ripley on the wall. Takes a bump. Turns the puck over. Shear. Picked up. Frizzle now in his own zone. He'll wheel it out, take some space through the neutral zone. He gets center, dumps it in. He'll give pressure now. Sim out to play it. He'll send it down, take a big hit there, and that was high into the head, and that looks like it's going to be a delayed call. Icing on the play. Frizzle's going to go to the box for a head contact. Just as the power play had expired. So it looks like a head contact call here. We'll wait to see if it's 2 or 4. Faceoff's going to come outside of the zone because of the icing. 4 minutes for head contact. Frizzle will sit in a power play here for Halifax. They lead by 2. Faceoff's going to go outside the zone. McDonald will face off. Here just outside the zone against McDonald. That's Lincoln McDonald for Truro. Felix McDonald for Halifax, won back by Lincoln McDonald. taking his time. Sanfield in behind, got to be careful. He was looking to get in alone on a breakaway, shorthanded, as he snuck in behind the defenders. 6:32 remaining here in the first period. 2-0 the score here for Truro, for Halifax. Wolverines coming into the game with a 3-2 record, 8 points on the year. They currently sit in 7th place on the season, still very early in the year. Sent all the way down. Wayne's going to have to go all the way back. Stanfield was going to pressure. Stanfield gives pressure. Nice little move by Wayne. He'll take it, work it to the far side. Picked up here, Sim. He was the one that took the hit. Shear works over the blue line. McDonald poked off his stick back into the neutral zone. He'll work it back. Wayne in his own zone, just over top of his blue line. He'll work it out, cut back, and he turns it over. McDonald in alone. Too far out of his reach, though, as he pushed that puck ahead. Lincoln McDonald trying to get it out front. McDonald still with it down low. He'll work it back up to the point. Shear got poked off of his stick. McDonald on the far side gets to it first. Takes a big bump there. Finishing its check was Jack Shear. McDonald into his feet, battles, picks it up here. McDonald. This is Felix McDonald over the blue line. One-on-one toe drag shot there, blocked. Takes a bump, puck loose in the feet. Work back off the bench. Collected there, shot there up and out of play. Off the bench, stepping right into the action was Fisher Schneer. So he let that shot go, and it goes up and into the mesh and out of play. Faceoff's going to stay inside. Blocker hand side of goaltender Blake Butcher. Puck won back by Truro. Clearing attempt, held in at the line on the far side. Good job to hold it over there was Henry Berger. Sorry, my apologies. Looking for the name on the sheet. No name bar out there for him. As that puck shot in by Ripley, sent wide. So a power play here. Still 2.5 remaining. That goes through the feet of Ripley. He'll have to go back down. Scott will give a little bit of pressure. Ripley cuts back, and he'll take his time, work it up. Here's Parker through the neutral zone. Parker over the blue line. The centerman on this power play and offside at the line. One too many moves by Parker. In that sense, the man offside on the far side, I believe, was Conlon. Face off here just below us. One back by Halifax. Wayne works it far side. Up for Williams. He'll work it over the blue line onside, and that'll be worked back into the neutral zone. Kopech leave that pass there, worked up into the neutral zone. Wayne is going to draw a penalty on a 5-on-3 here opportunity. Picked up. Kopech takes his time. He works over the blue line. He'll work it down the middle. Kopech toe drag to the middle. Lost it in his feet. Now it's touched up by McKenzie, and that'll stop play here. Tripping call. Wayne will draw the call. We'll wait to see who's going to go. Looks like it's going to be Webb. Keegan Webb looks, he's going to take his second penalty of the game. He heads off to the box, a tripping call. And a 5-on-3 here for 1 minute and 47 seconds. There's 1:47 remaining on the head contact call. 5-on-3 here, chance to make it 3-0 for Halifax. Shot there from distance, blocked by McKenzie, held in by Kopech. Good job to use his hand, not his stick, as he has it now on the far side. Wayne to the point, centers. Here's a chance, shot there, blocked by McKenzie. As that was a dangerous opportunity right in the slot for number 61. 61, Grady Coombs. As McDonald turns the puck over down low. He takes a bump from Wayne. That's picked up. Work back here into the neutral zone with some speed over the blue line. Kopech. He'll cut to the middle. Shot there, sent past the blocker. And wide. Far side, Kopech cycles. Picked up Lockyer, far side. Lockyer is going to dump it all the way down 200 from just over his goal line. Out to stop it there is Green. Ripley, he'll control. Just under 1 minute now remaining on the 5-on-3. Shear works it up over the blue line. He'll stop up, slow things down, leave it for Felix McDonald. McDonald cut there off the crossbar. Sim trying to hold it low over on the far side. Ripley over there to help out. Here's a chance. Sim in the high point shot. He'll work it down low. Shear shot there, sent wide. And high Ripley using his long stick to his advantage, and he holds it in, and now it gets sent out as the turnover by Scott gets dumped down. Scott pressuring the point on the far side. Under half a minute now remaining here in the 5-on-3. McDonald over blue line on his own zone. He'll work it over for Sim. He'll work it back. Drop passes. He works it over the blue line. Spin pass, McDonald. Over to the far side here. Sim walks in, shot there past the glove side and work back to the close side point. Here's Williams. He'll walk, dish it down low, past Shear. Puck work back. That'll do it for the 5-on-3. 10 seconds remaining on the power play. As 5-on-4 now. Centered, picked off, and picked up, and dumped down. That'll be Frizzle. He'll give chase. Conlon plays it back for Sim on the far side. Trying to work it back. Pressure by Clough. Frizzle turns it over down the far side wing. He'll cut back. Cycle play down the wall. Clough centers for Reynolds. Reynolds shot there. Kick saved by Green. 2-0 the score now. Just over 2 minutes remaining here in the opening period, and that goes out of play. I'll stop play with 1:58 remaining, and the faceoff's going to go outside. Merrifield had the puck roll up on his stick, and it goes up into the mesh. Clough will dig in here. They'll try to win it forward. Reynolds pokes it up ahead for himself. Reynolds trying to get in there on the forecheck as he pressured Berger. Berger turns it up the wall. Centering pass picked up here through the neutral zone. On his backhand, works over the blue line. Good job to work it in. There's Conlon here. Centering pass, chance in front. Couldn't get a shot away. He was pressured by the defenseman. That's Jacob Parker. Conlon down low. Looking over his options. Centers through the crease. Doesn't connect though as Wayne stepping up off the point. He'll work it into the corner. Pinned up against there. Delayed call now coming. Touched up. And delayed call. Wayne's going to get called for holding the stick. So Lucas Wayne's going to go on a power play here for Truro. 1:22 remaining in the period. Lincoln McDonald choosing to have the draw done on the far side, on his backhand side. So he's out there with Mackenzie, Scott, Holman, and Webb. As they look to get back within one, they trail by 2 here. Power play opportunity. Under a minute and a half remaining. Ripley picks it up in the corner. He'll rim it around the far side. Webb stops it up. They look to set up now. Keegan Webb. Back for Lincoln McDonald. Back for Webb. And McDonald. Far side over on the hash marks. Keegan Webb trying to feed it back to the point for Lockyer, and that's poked off the stick and into the neutral zone. Scott picks it up here, just below us. Centers for McDonald. He gets some pressure by Kopik on the back check. Pass Ripley. McDonald down low in the corner. Works it over to the far side. Webb. Cycle play for McDonald. Kopik trying to pin it up against the wall, kill some time. He'll rim it up the wall now. Picked off. Far side. Worked over here for Scott. Far side pass. McDonald shot into the chest and held on to for a whistle. Riley Green. Just over half a minute now remaining in the opening period. Still a 2-0 lead here for Halifax as Truro looks to get back within 1 late in the first period. McDonald going to stay out there. Same with the rest of their first power play unit. They have 1 minute and 8 seconds remaining on that power play. It'll carry over into the second period. Scott controls at the point. Dumps it off. Sim blocks it. Picks it up, trying to clear it, as now it will be sent down by Harple. Butcher out to play it. Reverse play there by Lockyer. Picked up. Scott centers. 10 seconds remaining. Here's Lincoln McDonald with some speed over the ringette line. He gets taken out by Sim. Good defensive play there. Take it off. Last few second opportunity. Scott with a cross check after the whistle. Lincoln McDonald in there to support his team. And that'll do it for the first period. So after 1 period of play, the Wolverines 2, the Bearcats. No score. Will be back here for second period of action on High Button Sports after this short intermission. Welcome back here for a second period of action live on High Button Sports. I'm Logan Crothers. Thanks for tuning in. We are live at the Dr. Karen and Marion Murray Community Center here in Spring Hill, Nova Scotia. The Wolverines lead 2-0 after the first period. They scored just about 6 seconds into the first, and another one early as well. So they lead by 2. The Bearcats looking to get back within it. They lead in the shot category 10-6 as they start the second period on the power play. McKenzie works it up into the feet, though. Sim steps up and sends it back down. McKenzie picks it up. Far side, works it here. Sanfield off his stick, down low. He works it back for McKenzie on the far side corner. Centering pass, picked up here with speed through the neutral zone. That's Clough. Nice move around one. He works in on his forehand shot there, saved by Green. Rebound sat there, and that got dumped down the full length. Good job to clear it out of harm's way. Whistle went. Linesman forgot the power play was going on. Jacob Parker dumped it down the full length. The whistle went, and everyone kind of froze, saying, hey, what's going on? So half a minute or so has expired. Reynolds goes down. Felix McDonald trying to poke it away from him. Ripley steps up. That'll do it for the power play here. Back to 5-on-5 action. Reynolds is going to go in there, give a bump, trying to turn the puck over. Cycled back down into the corner. Now sent down the full length all the way down. Will that have enough steam for icing? Yes, it will. McKenzie back to touch it up and icing the call. 19:02 remaining here in the second period of action here live in Spring Hill, Nova Scotia on High Button Sports. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you're having a great day. Truro, not their regular home rink. So they enjoy this little bit of a change in scenery, potentially decent little crowd here on hand this evening. More kind of a weird time as that puck shot sent wide as it got tipped a couple times, worked his way to the net, trying to chip it up and out. Can't do so. There's a call up for the Wolverines. Gonna try to get an updated number for you there. Potentially AP Cameron McDonald. As that puck now sent up into the neutral zone over the blue line and sent in by Jack Shear. Felix McDonald collects on the half wall, off his skate though, and Scott will send it back. Lockyer in behind his own net. He'll look for an option. He'll go D to D. Here's Merriweather looking for an option, sending it up off the wall. Sim picks it off in the neutral zone. He had to be careful as that puck cleared right into the bench. Sim tried to dump it in as he was the last man back. That was going to be a breakaway as the forwards, the wingers for Truro specifically, had stretched out of the zone and they had gotten in behind the defenseman. Sim stepped up and picked the pass off, trying to dump it right back in and right into the bench. Face off, battled for there, kind of bouncing puck. McDonald trying to work it in. Now it'll get sent in. Webb will pick it up here on the short side. Send it down for McDonald. Poked off his stick. Wayne trying to rim it up the wall. Webb in there on the forecheck. Ripley in there to help out. A puck worked up to the point. McEachran sending it right back in. Green paddling it back in for Wayne. Wayne up to Lateria. He'll cut back a couple times. Lateria going to try to move it out into the neutral zone himself. Almost turned it over. Sent up by Wayne. Sent in by Harple. No pick. Drop pass. Harple trying to get it in. Ripley will pressure him. As now that'll be pressured. Good job there by Ace Wadden. Is Ripley up to the point. That'll be right under the stick of Jack Ripley. Puck back to the point. Williams steps up trying to hold it in. Lincoln McDonald now clears it up. Here's Keegan Webb into the neutral zone over the blue line. Webb works it in on his forehand, takes a bump as he dumps the puck. Picked up Parker. Up the wall, chipped up. Big hit there. McDonald runs over the defenseman as that got chipped out by Schneer, and Schneer took the worst of that as he got ran over by Lincoln McDonald as he headed off for a change. Puck into the neutral zone. Parker will dump it in, and he'll give chase now. Clow will try to slow him down. McKenzie up to the wing. That could have been too many men for sure, and now it will be called. A delayed call, though, and Wayne touched up the puck. Not being able to get into the bench in time was number 37, Luke Williams. And a little bit of a delayed call, but it was a too many men call, so the Wolverines will go down a man, and a power play here for Truro. They trail by 2. 16:33 remaining. Williams is going to go to the box. Too many men call here. Sent down. McKenzie knocks it out of the air, and it goes all the way down the ice. Into his own zone, just into the circle there as he's pressured by Conlon. Trying to turn it over. Worked up into the neutral zone now with speed. Here's Clow. Over the blue line. Clow takes a bump there, almost going up into the boards. Into the Truro bench. Stepping up on the far side blue line there was Cameron Ripley. Or sorry, my apologies, Jack Shear. Puck battle here on the end wall. Conlon picks it up, trying to dump it out on his backhand. Picked off on the far side, though. Good job to step up. That's blocked off the ankle. Trying to shake it off was number 18, Henry Berger. Here's a chance for Webb over the blue line. Webb centering pass for Reynolds. Too far behind him. Frizzle's shot there. Rebound sent up to the point. Lockyer holds the line. Lockyer shot from distance into the chest, though, of Green, and that's held on for a whistle. Berger slow to head off there. He's limping a little bit. He goes off. He blocked the shot. So Sim and Ripley out there now on the kill for the Wolverines. McDonald out there on the power play now as that's sent down. Under a minute remaining here in the power play for Truro. Butcher out to stop it for Scott. In behind his own net, Scott will leave it for Lockyer. Lockyer will step out. He'll look, send it up far side for Scott to McDonald over the blue line. Lincoln McDonald looking over his option. Back pass here for Lockyer. Works it to the far side. Shot there, distance. Pad save. As a shot came off the half wall, off the stick of Sidney Scott. Lockyer back, picks it up. He'll work it right up the wall, making McDonald under his stick. 15 seconds now. Clearing attempt. McDonald holds it in, but that'll be momentarily knocked up in here into the neutral zone. Over the line. McDonald trying to work it in. Good job by the Wolverines on this kill. Here's a turnover. They try to work it towards the net. Stopped up. Played over by Butcher. Puck worked up to the wall. Stepped up here. Berger sending it back in. Scott will have to go back into his own in behind his net. Harple pressured. Centering pass off the skate. That'll do it for the power play. Back to 5-on-5 action. Parker dumps it back in. The Wolves look to get back on the forecheck. Puck worked up. McDonald picks up with speed. Now he has Webb with him. Lincoln McDonald dishes it to Keegan Webb. Keegan Webb shot there. Blocker save. Once again, Riley Green up for the task with a nice blocker save there. Puck battled for now. Worked back to the point on the far side. Gonna walk to the middle. Got to be careful. He would have been like the last guy back. That could have been a costly turnover. Was Ace Wadden. Worked up. On the wall here, picked up. Here's Parker through the neutral zone. He'll chip it in. Take a bump by Holman. Goes off his own man, and now it'll get sent in. Turned over right back up. Here's Holman into the neutral zone. Holman over the red line. He'll dump it in, and he'll peel off for a change as well with Keegan Webb. Nice move there by Berger as Clow pressured. He'll kick it over to the far side. Wayne trying to poke it off the man there as him and Snare collide. As Lateria picks it up, centers for Snare. They try to dump it in. Pressured, picked up. Gonna take it with some speed. Here's Miller working it up the wall for Frizzle. He'll give chase. Too far out of his reach. Williams playing it off the wall. Clow couldn't collect it. Kopik now in his own zone. He'll wheel it up into the neutral zone. Leave it there over the blue line and offside as Jack Shear had the puck over the blue line and not be able to hold up enough in time, and that'll go offside. Face-off going to come outside of the Truro zone over on the far side just in front of the Wolverines bench. McDonald out there with Shear and Coombs as DDD pass. Here's Williams. He had served the too many men penalty as that puck gets sent in. McDonald picks it up. Felix McDonald's centering pass goes off a skate. He'll collect it though in behind. Centering pass. Here's a chance. Sheer shot right into the chest though and held on for a whistle. Blake Butcher. Great job there by Butcher to slide over and, or I guess push up and take away as much of the net away as he possibly could. The puck went right into his chest protector, so I guess if there's nothing else to shoot at, he did a great job taking away as much of the net as he possibly could. So that puck Lockyer goes D to D. Merriweather works it up the wall, stepping up. Ripley trying to poke it back in deep. As the two Ripleys playing on two separate teams. Here worked in. Felix McDonald trying to cut Lockyer. Good job to take one of the two, body or puck. He chose body, and Ripley almost poked that puck away. Here's a chance through the neutral zone. Coombs over the blue line. Drop pass. Here's a shot. Shear scores. He slides it right through the 5-hole, and a nice play there as Coombs dropped the puck, and Shear capitalizes. He'll make it 3-0. Jack Shear with a nice shot there. Picking the 5-hole. Kind of froze the goaltender on a nice drop play by Coombs. Face off back here at center ice. Truro trailing 3-0. Conlon, nice pass, and Kopech couldn't stop up. He tried to drag his foot, couldn't stop up in time as that puck worked across the blue line. As they entered the zone and an offside call. Kopech trying to win it back. Wayne dumps it right in. Wolverine will give chase. Kopech in there along with Kalon. Worked up the wall. Chipped out. Off the official as that was Reynolds. Works up. Here's McDonald now. Shot there. Blocker save. Rebound. Still loose. Green trying to find it. Work back to the point. McKenzie. D to D. Far side. Shot there. Blocked by Harpel. Centering pass. Kopech off of his skate. Now Kalon picks it up. Centers. Here's Kopech in alone. Slides at 5-hole. Can't find it home. And Harpel buries home the rebound as it sat in front. Harpel picks it up and buries it home. Leo Harpel with the goal, and he'll make it 4-0 now for Halifax. So Conlon and Kopech are going to pick up the assist on the 4th goal. Big hit there on the far side. Scott trying to work it in. Ripley picks it up, works it D to D. Looking over some options. Centering pass off the stick and skate areas. Kind of handcuffed the guys. Big hit there by Webb. As that puck goes D to D now. Truro trying to work something back. Holman too far out of his reach. That'll go all the way down. Icing call here. 10:53 remaining. Faceoff's going to go back into the Truro zone here. They trail by 4. $4-0 deficit here halfway through the second period of action. Truro looking to get back within a couple here. They come in to the game in 9th place. Could get closer. Now here's a chance for Webb. Good stick, though, by Ripley, using his long stick to his advantage. Trying to cut to the middle, turned over. Webb, heads up, big hit there, is sidestepping it just in time as that was lined up was Holman. Parker turns it over. Here's a chance shot there, sent wide. Webb will pick it up half wall, take a bump there. Nice play to take a hit. Scott will move it through the neutral zone now with some speed. Scott down the far side. Sidney Scott shot there, blocker save. Green takes it, bump. Good job there. Williams, backdoor chance. Webb can't get the shot away. Sim pressured him. Keegan Webb works it back to the point. DDD Lockyer. Down off the end wall. Williams gets pressured by Webb. Back to the point, Lockyer. Shot there, blocked. Parker and Sim trying to work it out. Centering pass picked up and worked into the neutral zone. Here's Chenier. He'll dump it in and head off for a change. Lockyer picks it up in behind his own net. He'll look over his options. Lockyer off the far side, boards all the way down. Icing going to be the call. Face off, poked over there. Leterrier trying to center. Felix McDonald trying to bury one home. This gets sent out past Wayne. D looking over his options. Berger up the wall, trying to dump it in. Leterrier takes a big hit. Clow on the back check. Settle stop play as Leterrier landed on the puck. He's a little slow to get up. Big hit there by Clow on the back check. Faceoff's going to stay inside. Don't really know the reasoning for the whistle. Maybe the puck got lost into the body of Leterrier. Extended shift here for Lockyer, a defenseman for Truro. Lockyer gets it in the corner. He takes a bump from Shear. McDonald in there. Sorry, that's Lockyer battling on the far side. Clow in there as well. McDonald picks it up down low. Felix McDonald looking over some options. Centering pass here. Shear shot sent wide, blocker side. McDonald picks it up. McDonald looking back door, picked off. Good stick there to get back defensively was Hudson Miller. Cycled down low. McDonald trying to spin off the check of Lockyer. Puck worked back. Berger shot there, sent wide off the, just past the toe. Shear finishing his check. Clow working it back down low. McDonald picks it up now on the turnover. Felix McDonald works it back to the point. Wayne's shot there, sent wide, blocker side. Felix McDonald once again retrieving the rebound. McDonald trying to spin away. Lockyer still out there, can't get out. Leterrier centering pants. McDonald shot. Nice block, or sorry, nice save there. It's now worked into the neutral zone. Ripley sent out. Clow sends it right back in over to the far side. Sim. Miller trying to dump it back in. Wayne works it back for Ripley in front of his own net. Over for Sim. Now Coombs picks up with speed through the neutral zone over the blue line. Has Kopech driving the net. He gets it to him, works it right back, centering pass, knocked away. Here's a chance. McDonald stretches his own. He's in alone. Lincoln McDonald, forehand, backhand, blocker save by Green. Good opportunity by Lincoln McDonald, but Green shutting the door once again. Webb sidesteps a check as he dumps it in. Ripley works it up back for Coombs. Centering pass off the stick of Scott and back all the way down. McKenzie clears it right up the wall. Sims picks it off. Sim over the blue line, turns it over, worked up ahead. Here's McDonald now. Forehand, shot, scores! He beat Green that time. Lincoln McDonald snaps a forehand shot past the blocker side of Green, and the first goal of the game for Truro comes off the stick of their captain, Lincoln McDonald. And 4-1 here now as Truro gets on the board here. 7:23 remaining in the second period. Good job to recognize he had a man up ahead of him and flipping it up. Setting up Lincoln McDonald in alone. Conlon trying to get it back to the point. It's worked back. Conlon trying to kick it in. Can't get enough is what he thought he could on it. As it's sent back in down on the far side by Sanfield. Out to play it. Green, got to be careful. That puck turned over. Frizzle, cycle play. Reynolds off of his stick. Picked up though Williams. Up the wall. Conlon centers on his backhand through the neutral zone. Here's Parker over the blue line. Parker works it down the far side and into the corner. Schneier trying to center. Poked off his stick. Reynolds works it up the wall. Frizzle cycles it back for his D-man. Merriweather's going to take his time with it and behind his net. Worked up the wall. Williams steps up. Shot there. Blocked though, trying to work it up and out. High, no high stick, says the officials. That puck sent back in. McDonald's shot. Felix McDonald out there everywhere, is down low. Getting the puck back for his team as that'll be stepped up on there. Frizzle will send it out though and into the neutral zone. Williams will collect it. Work it up the wall for McDonald. He'll lose an edge as he tried to cut to the middle. Picked up here, trying to work it in with Shear. Work D to D. Here's McEachran. Far side pass. Picked up Wadden. Cycled back for McEachran. He'll work it back up the wall. Ripley will collect it on the far side. Slowed down in some snow as it was worked out. Wadden for McEachran. Up the wall into the neutral zone. McDonald picks it off and sends it right back in though. Ping pong action here as Frizzle trying to finish a check. McEachran now works it back in behind his own net. Rim play. Shear picks it off towards the middle. McDonald shot, pad save. Puck worked back into the high slot area. Worked down into the hash mark area. Centering pass picked off though by Miller and worked down into the neutral zone. Williams. Shear just onside the line. Shot there, sent high. Shear backdoor pass picked off by Miller. Couldn't find it in his feet. Now it'll be picked up down the far side wall over the blue line and worked in. Here's Hudson Miller. Centering pass. That was intended for number 88, Max Holman. That puck centered into the high slot area. Lateria trying to chip it up as here's a 3-on-2 opportunity back for the Wolverines. Offside at the line, says the official, and face off will be called. Face off over to the far side, just outside of the Truro zone in front of the Wolverines bench as that puck will be worked back. Lateria shot there, sent wide. Under 5 minutes now remaining in this second period. Kopech holds the line, sends it back down past Clout. Merriweather will have to go back for it. Big hit there, finishing his check. Worked back into the neutral zone. Sim picks it up. Dumps it back in just over the blue line, and it must have hit the official because it got stopped up. Here's Kopech centering pass under the stick, though, and worked back as Harper will have to back check. He'll take down Clow. No call on the play. Turned over, trying to work it back was Holman as he's out there with Clow. Sim gets to it, works it up the wall. Here's Coombs. Coombs trying to work it out into the neutral zone as Scott does it for him. His lock here goes D to D and worked right back here. Comes the Bearcats. Miller stops it up at the line, dumps it in. Scott gets to it first. Sidney Scott in a battle. Puck in the feet, though, of Berger in there down low on the corner. Puck pinned against the wall, picked up. Here's a chance Parker will pick it up and work it out into the neutral zone. Working for Coombs now, wide. Shot there. Pad save, and that goes up into the corner. Puck still looking to get it back. Lock here. Battle with Coombs. Now worked back. Here's Williams at the point. He'll walk. D to D to the middle. Shot there. Wayne off the stick of the goaltender. Butcher as that centering pass got deflected towards the net. Good job to get a stick on it with Schnare stepping up on the far side. Chip past him. Here's worked McDonald centering pass. Webb. 3-on-2. Webb works it over the blue line. Drop pass here. Scott. Shot. Pad save. Rebound. Kick back to the point. Shot on. Sent wide as it got deflected on the way towards the net. McKenzie at the point. Towards the middle of the ice. Picked up on the far side, though, by McDonald as he'll send it back down low. He'll sidestep a check. Turned over, though, as it's chipped back to the point. Dumping it back down for McDonald. He'll center. Turned over. Schnare for Coombs over the blue line. Coombs will dump it in. He'll peel off for a change. 2:25 remaining here in the second period. Stretch pass up ahead. McDonald. He'll toe drag across the blue line. Cutting to the middle. Takes a hit from Conlon. Chip play up for him now as McDonald in there. He'll battle with Conlon. Far side. Worked up Here's McDonald, going to cut to the middle, shot there on the backhand. Felix McDonald been in a lot of plays. Here's a chance for him in front. Shot goes wide over the far side corner. Conlon battles. He'll turn it over as Reynolds now picks it up, though, and Ripley on the wall takes a big hit there. Finishing his check from the far side of the ice was Jack Shearer as he picks it up over top of the zone. Shot there. McDonald on the rebound off the end wall. Another chance. McDonald buries it home. Felix McDonald nets it home. He's been all around the net this evening, and he'll net her home. Great job there by him to find the rebound off the end wall, and he makes it now 5-1 in favor of the Wolverines. Face off back here at center ice. Sent right back in by the Wolverines. They look to continue the pressure here. A minute and a half remaining. Wraparound attempt, loose in front. Conlon's going to take a bump. McDonald in there to help out. Lockyer in there. Giving him a shot as he went down. Faceoff's going to stay inside. No penalties on the play. 5-1 the lead here for the Wolverines on the offensive zone draw now. Trying to win it back to the point now. It's Berger, D-to-D. One-timer attempt by Ripley. Fanned on and worked back here into the neutral zone. Berger's going to have to go back all the way into his own zone as he's pressured by Miller. Holman picks it off but chips it right into the middle, and that's picked up by Ripley. Now he works it. Drop pass there just over. He can't stop up in time and offside the call as Ripley tried to stop up as they worked it over the blue line. He couldn't do so. He just worked up too fast in over the zone. Couldn't get himself slowed down in time to. So he dropped it right before the blue line. It was a great play, but just couldn't stop up in time to not set his man offside. So the faceoff's going to go just inside or outside of the zone in front of the bench over on the far wall. Kopech works it forward off the draw. Centering pass goes off the skate of number 84. Have to get a name for him as he has it down low. Trying to work it out from the corner. Centering pass goes up to the point. Sim, nice play there. He takes the worst of it though. He goes into the boards, slow to get up. McDonald with a chance. McDonald in alone on a breakaway. Short side shot up over the net though. That's a few chances now for Lincoln McDonald as Scott picks it up. Half a minute now remaining. McEachran, D-to-D. Wadden trying to work it down though. Harple picks it off and works it out. Here's a chance. 2-on-1 for the Wolves. The trailer coming. Sim trailing back in behind. Rebound. Stopped though by Butcher. Butcher with a couple key saves there. Got to be careful. Sim dumps it back. He spins off the check. 5 seconds remaining here in the second period. Chip back to the point. McDonald trying to clear it out. It's held in the line, and that'll do it for the second period. So after 2 periods of play, the Wolverines lead by a score of 5-1. We'll be back here for a third period of action live on High Button Sports after this short break. Welcome back here for our third period of action live on High Button Sports from Dr. Carson and Marion Murray Community Center live in Spring Hill, Nova Scotia. Thanks for tuning in here this evening. Saturday night matchup between the Wolverines and the Bearcats. Here live on High Button Sports. I will say, folks, I'm getting some good smells coming from the canteen food just below me here. As third period just moments away. Thanks for staying tuned in here. The Wolverines lead 5-1 coming into the period. A puck centered through the skates though of Coombs. He'll still pick it up over the blue line. Centers for McDonald, knocked away and back into the neutral zone. Ripley trying to dump it in, can't do so. Shearer picks it up. He'll work it to the far side. Combs, touch pass there over the line. Here's Felix McDonald. McDonald through his feet, backhand pass, doesn't connect over to Sim. He'll work it back down low. McEachran, sorry, that's Merriweather, working around back to the point. Sim goes D to D. Wayne shot there, piled away into the corner. McDonald takes a bump for his effort. He gets to it first. Coombs in there to help out. He'll finish his check on Locke here as that puck worked up the wall. Ripley takes a bump. He'll send it down. Will it be enough for icing? Yes, it will, and Bearcats won't be able to change. Locke here's going to have to get forced back out. McKenzie will get turned around. He'll get sent back to the bench. Halifax looking to extend here. Got to run into a old teammate of mine. Also played against him. He's now coaching for the Halifax Wolverines. Over the far side of the ice, Ethan Landry. At one time, he was actually the captain for this exact team when they were called the Acel Hawks back in the day. Captained this team. He also played for the Halifax McDonald's in the U18 league before playing with the Valley Junior A Wildcats to finish out his career. Great hockey mind, Ethan Landry. An even better set of wheels on him. They didn't call him Lambo for nothing. That guy could wheel. As I was going to catch up with him in the intermission as that puck gets sent past Williams and all the way down. He'll have to go back and pick it up left there by Green. Puck worked up into the neutral zone. Harple trying to get it back as that was picked off by Miller and picked up with speed. Here's Reynolds. He'll chip it in right on net, though, and Green, he'll push it aside. Reynolds gets to a first shot there from distance out of the corner of the ice as it's sent off the back of the net. Ripley, no icing, says the official, as that goes right under the feet of Kopik. Good job on the forecheck, turned over by the Wolverines as they'll pressure the puck. Picked up, Clough. Good job to support the defenseman there as it goes back off the stick of Samford into the neutral zone. Wayne poking it up, sending it back in. Wadden. Berger will have to go back behind his own net. He'll take a bump. Here's a shot. Green handles it cleanly. Rebound, work back to the point. McEachran's shot off the skate into the corner, up over top of the net and out front. Cleared away, back to the point. Wadden holds it in. Takes a bump for his effort. Snare picks it up and out. Off the stick, no icing, says the official, as that gets pressured now. McEachran trying to work it over. Snare picks it up, poked off of his stick though by Clough and into the neutral zone. He works it now with some speed through the neutral zone over the blue line. He'll try a toe drag, can't successfully do so, and now he'll have to go retrieve it in the corner. Puck picked up in behind the net, worked up, trying to work it to the point was Holman. Now picked up, just held inside was Merriweather. Cycle play, Clough. Back, Holman bouncing over his stick and puck into the neutral zone here by Shear as it's kicked wide down the far side and over the line. Here's Lateria trying to get it in deep, can't do so. He'll have to battle for it on the far side. Locker in there as well. Lateria still battling on the far side wall. Holman in there as well. So just pin it on the wall, trying to kill as much time maybe off the clock as they can. Stay lead by 4. Samfield off of his skates and into the neutral zone. Offside the line there is the official. Let's turn around, try not to get hit by the puck. Merriweather took a spill into the boards here just below us, the face-off. Puck won back. Far side, Frizzle trying to get to it. Williams, though, steps up, pokes it up ahead. Lincoln McDonald trying to get it back down in as Truro will try to establish a forecheck. That puck sent out of the reach of everyone, past Frizzle, past Williams, and all the way down. Icing call. So he'll have to go all the way back into Truro's zone. They trail by 4. They trail by 3 shots as well. Actually, they lead, the shot category 24-21 here. So the shots in their favor. The goal scoring, not so much. Harple trying to jam one home. Puck still loose in front. Battling there for it, still loose. Puck still there, and that'll get buried home. Kopech buries home the change in front. And he gives the Wolves a 6-1 lead here in the third period. Kopech opened up the scoring here in the first period, and really in the first 6 seconds of the game. They scored very, very early off the opening draw. They pushed it. They lost the draw. The DD pass picked off. That got worked to the middle of the ice, and a rebound opportunity got buried home. And the Wolverines were off to a 1-0 lead just 6 seconds into this game. And they've continued to build on that lead as they lead by 5 now here. McDonald trying to center. Work back. Wadden holds it in. No, can't. Goes over his stick. Here's Harple with some speed. Harple trying to work towards the net. He'll draw a call, and a delayed call. A hooking call. As very interesting. I thought he just got the puck poked off his stick. But a hooking call will be called. Scott going to go to the box. Hooking will be the call and face off on a power play here. With a 6-1 lead, the Wolverines will face off in the offensive zone. Parker will dig in here on his backhand. He'll face off against Reynolds. Parker trying to push it forward. Sent around past Merrifield. Miller will try to get it out on his backhand. Can't do so as Conlon holds it in at the line. Here's Parker. Parker's going to shoot off the blocker in behind the net. Miller picks it up, rimming it all the way down and out. All the way 200 feet down and behind the net of goaltender Riley Green. He'll stop it up there for Parker. He'll work it out into the neutral zone. Parker poked off his stick, worked up. Here's though Schnare. Shot there right into the chest and held on to. No rebound on the play there. Schnare let the distance shot go. That'll do it for that opportunity on the power play. As a full line change for the Wolverines. 6-1 the score here in favor of them. McDonald in. He's got 1 goal for sure on the game. DD pass. Shear sent it right in on net. On his own net. Sorry, no, Shear did not send it. Lockyer sent it. Was supposed to go D to D, but it ended up right on his own net. Goalie snagged out of the air. Kind of a little bit confused there, potentially, as the faceoff's going to go back. They'll redo it on the same spot. Ripley gets it back to the point. The Wolverines look to set something up. McDonald centering pass. Doesn't connect. Sorry, Miller's centering pass doesn't connect, and that gets sent down. Ripley's going to have to go back. Ripley in behind his own net. He'll Wheel with speed. He's pressured by McDonald into the neutral zone. Ripley over on his forehand, drop pass, shot there. Stick save up into the mesh and out of play. 54 seconds remaining on the power play for the Wolverines. Another line change here coming up for them. So they just rolling the lines out here on the power play. As each line's going to get an opportunity at this one. 54 seconds, as I mentioned, on the power play, remaining 6-1 lead here. As Kopik, Lateria, Harpel out on the draw. Berger and Wayne out there. Off the draw, Chance can't get a shot away. Lockyer finishing his check. Wayne trying to get it down low. Lockyer picks it off. He'll wheel it into the neutral zone with some speed. Lockyer trying to drive around. He'll toe drag it down low. Too far out of his reach. Centering pass. He's a chance shot. Scores! On a centering pass on a shorthanded goal here for Truro as they make it now 6-2. Jacob Clough buries it home on a Lockyer forecheck turnover. Good job by Clough to bury it home. As great effort by Seth Lockyer to set that whole play up, and a shorthanded goal, and it is now 6-2. So a shorthanded goal for the Bearcats, and they look to get back in it. Harpel works it over the blue line. That's worked back to the point now. Wayne works it. Berger shot there, blocked. Wayne trying to hold it, can't do so as it goes back into the neutral zone, just over the red line. Wayne will cut back once again, try to build up some speed. Puck worked over the blue line. Here's a Lateria shot there and worked away. That'll 10 seconds remaining on the power play. Shot there. And an unsportsmanlike here. And an unsportsmanlike. It looks like Lateria is going to go to the box. So 4-on-4 for 7 seconds before we're back to power play for Truro. So they look to try to get back within 3. We'll wait. Lincoln McDonald's going to go back to the bench. He'll probably take the man out of the box in about 7 seconds. 4-on-4 action, though, for 7 seconds. Offensive zone draw here for Truro before they get on the power play for about 1 minute and 53 seconds as Reynolds trying to get something set up before that ever happens as that puck battled on the end wall. McDonald will now stay on the bench as that puck sent down all the way. No icing as Butcher out to stop it up. He'll leave it there. Collecting that puck is Lex McKenzie. He'll leave it with speed now. Lockyer. He set up the goal. The shorty for the Bearcats is Reynolds now at the point. He'll dump it down low for Webb. Pressured by Williams. Turns it over. Parker trying to clear. Webb on the back check. Delayed it for a moment, but cleared out to center. Reynolds will pick it up and send it back down in low. He'll take a bump from Sim. Williams pressured by Reynolds. Cleared out just to center, though. Scott knocks it down, and he'll control it. Backing into his own zone. He'll play it for Lockyer. Saucing it right back for Scott. In the corner now. Sidney Scott will take time through the neutral zone. Nice move around one. He'll stop up. Drop pass. McDonald sidestepped the check there. Had to be careful. He had his head down through the neutral zone. Webb. Back pass for Scott out of his reach and back into the neutral zone. Scott's pressured there. Good job to stick with it. He'll work it back. Here's a chance for Lincoln McDonald over the blue line. Down low. Back pass here to the point here. Scott. D-to-D. Far side Lockyer. He'll step in. Shot there off the stick and out of play. Into the mesh, and face-off will stay inside. Under half a minute now remaining here in the power play for Truro. 11 minutes and 53 seconds remaining on the clock here in the third period. They look to get back within 3 here before about halfway through. That'll be a good mark, trying to get back into this game. Puck sent down by Halifax. All the way down, right on. Butcher will stop it up. McKenzie will pick it up slow it down behind his own net. Pressured, though, by Shear. Shear turns it over. Only momentarily, though. Clough, reverse play. Picked up. Turned over, though, is once again Shear with a good stick. Picked up. McKenzie will wheel it up through the neutral zone. Over the blue line now. McKenzie works it in. Trying to set something up. That'll do it for the power play. Back to 5-on-5. Got to be careful off the bench. Nopek. Nopek works it down. Here's a chance on his forehand. Shot backhand. Scores! And that buries it home off the bench. A turnover. And that looks like it'll be a hat trick there for him. And it will be. So a hat trick goal to make it 7-2 here for the Wolverines. As Kopech buries it home on a fake forehand shot. He brought it to his backhand and slid it along the ice past the pad of goaltender Butcher. And a 7-2 lead here now. 11-11 remaining on the clock in the third period. Turned over just outside the blue line. Good back check there by Lincoln McDonald. He centered. Couldn't connect. Kopech looking for more as he'll dump it in and give chase. Kopech, he's got 3 on the game. He opened the scoring, had the 6th and now 7th goal. As he has it in the corner, he'll pick it up, and a delayed call here coming. It looks like it's going to be an interference call as finishing his check in the corner was number 24, Liam Lateria. He'll head to the box for 2 minutes for interference. Truro got to get on the power play once again here in the third period. They trail by 5 now. McDonald digging in on his backhand. Holman worked it up. Webb cycling it back for Holman. Back up for Webb. For McDonald. McDonald, got to be careful. He almost turned it over on the far side. Lockyer. Back for McDonald. Back here's Scott. Nice passing play there. Right into the chest, though, of Riley Green. He'll hold on for a whistle. 10:29 remaining here in the period and in the game. Truro trails by 5. They have a power play and an offensive zone draw here. McDonald will dig in once again on the offensive zone draw, this time on his forehand side now. He tries to win it back to Scott. Webb, far side pass out of the reach of Lockyer and out into the neutral zone. Lockyer back into his own zone now. He'll look over his options, drop it here. Scott picks it up, looking over, trying to get some speed, looking over some options. He'll work it for Lincoln McDonald down the far side wall. McDonald, he'll chip it in and give chase. Williams takes a bump from McDonald. Puck battled along the end wall. Scott's going to step in from the point, trying to keep it down low. Puck back into the high slot, and Holman trying to send it back in. He gets it cleared off of his body, and he picks it up. Now he's going to get his feet moving. Drop pass there for Scott, and Scott far side pass. McDonald into the neutral zone and picking it up over the blue line. McDonald's shot there goes off the blocker and cleared out. Here's Felix McDonald now, and that puck cleared up and into the area just below us as it rolls down the hallway. As that puck settles down, that puck now is going to head down there into the hallway towards the Truro dressing room. 9:34 remaining here in the third and final period of this game. Puck won back by McDonald. 45 seconds remaining on the power play for Truro. Felix McDonald out there. Had a pretty solid game here so far. McDonald's shot, glove save there by Butcher. He'll hold on, no rebound on the shot there. As McDonald pulled it to the middle and let a shot go. Short side, glove down and held on to by Blake Butcher. So a hat trick here today for forward number 22, Max Kopech. Congratulations to him. He had the opening goal in the 6th and the 7th goal here in this 7-2 matchup against Truro. Miller works it up into the neutral zone, trying to work it in. Reynolds now poked off of his stick. Stopped out just outside the blue line is Kopech. He's looking for more out there. He'll give it. He'll turn it over now. Kopech trying to work it around Merriweather. Can't do so as he couldn't go through Merriweather, trying to get around him. Good job by Merriweather defensively. Frizzle slows down over top of the blue line. He'll dump it around the far side. Miller picks it up down low, pressured by Berger up the wall. Harple picks it up with some speed now through the neutral zone. Harple dishes it wide. Off the stick of Coombs down low. McKenzie picks it up, tries to reverse it. Good job by Coombs to turn it over in the far side corner. Harple back for Sim at the point. Shot. Glove save held on to once again for a whistle. Harple going in and crashing the net. As he'll head off for a change. Offensive zone draw once again for Halifax. Parker directing traffic here on the offensive zone draw. Tells Coombs he wins it right back. Here's a chance. Coombs right off the draw. Can't do it. Get a shot away. Is one too many moves in the slot as it's worked back into the neutral zone. Chip play too far out of the reach, and that goes all the way down for icing. He only had a couple more feet there before center, but trying to chip it up ahead. Couldn't connect cleanly, and an icing call here. It's going to go all the way back. Look at it. Flying down the ice, get back into position. There was the referee. Face-off going to go to the far side. .8:12 remaining here. Offensive zone draw for Halifax. Parker trying to win it back. Can't do so. He finishes his check on the forecheck. Coombs turns it over down low. On the corner wall. Coombs takes a big hit there. McKenzie finishing his check. Coombs going back for more. McKenzie giving him an extra little shot. No call on the play here. Delay. Call now. There's an arm up in the air. Wait to see. McKenzie is going to head to the box now. We'll wait to the official call on the play, but he goes to the box now. And another power play here coming up for Halifax. Both men going to the box. Coombs is going to go. Both getting slashing calls, and the face-off going to stay inside the Truro zone. McDonald's going to dig in. He has Conlon out there with him. Conlon works over to the far side. He's going to try to work it in deep. Lockyer going to play the body on him, and it's worked out here by Clough. Clough has the second goal for Truro as he chips it in, and he'll give chase. Picking it up, looking to center pass. Can't connect with Holman in front. Felix McDonald. Centering pass off the skate of Clough is picked up. Here's Holman. High slot, knocked off his stick past Miller and back. Here's Shear through the neutral zone over the blue line. He gets pinched off. Good job to keep him wide was Merriweather as McDonald centering pass off a skate gets right back to him. Now he'll center. Here's Sim with a chance. Shot there, sent wide past the blocker. What a chance there for Rise Sims as puck turned over just outside the blue line offside. Allows Mayweather to send it in. He'll peel off for a change. Sim will pick it up in the corner. Miller will pressure. Give a bump. Reynolds gets a chip past him on the pressure. Here's a 3-on-2 for the Wolverines. Shear. Toe drag. Shot off the post. He was looking to extend it to 8-2. Now here's a chance. Breakaway for Webb. Webb in alone. Forehand. Shot off the crossbar and into the corner. Webb was in alone, and he rang it off the crossbar. Keegan Webb with a good opportunity. As here's a chance. Harple trying to work it towards the net. He stops up, though, and works it down the far side wall. Harple trying to cut to the net. Now he does. Shot there. Blocked in front. One-handed clearing attempt by Webb up and over Ripley, and he'll have to go back. Frizzle will give chase. Frizzle turns it over now. Down low. Frizzle trying to get it out front. Takes a big hit there. Ripley finishing his check. Puck worked up. Harple centers. Picked up. Dished out here over the blue line. Kopech looking for more. He's got 3 already. Poked off his stick, though. Reynolds will work it into the neutral zone. Bouncing over the stick of Ripley right down in on Green. He'll play it right up here for Harple. Drop pass for Williams. He'll pick it up. Centers. Webb turns it over right at center, and that'll be picked up. And Kopech back in over the blue line once again. He'll stop up just over the ringette line, and turned over though as McDonald through the neutral zone. Has Scott, drop pass for Scott. Scott back for McDonald, poked off his stick. Good defensive play there by Wayne. Puck centering pass, here's a chance. Can't get around Lockyer though, out to play it was Butcher. He'll clear it out to the blue line, chipped up into the neutral zone. Scott trying to chip it in. McDonald picks it up off the chip in. McDonald's shot there, poked off his stick though by Parker as a backhand shot attempt. Shot there, blocked off the skate of Parker, and Merriweather will dump it right back in. Berger, far side, chipping it up into the neutral zone. Merriweather once again into the neutral zone. Offside, the late call here. Merriweather's going to have some time with it. He'll look over his options. Cross ice pass. Sandfield picks it up over the red line and now over the blue line. Drops it for McDonald off his skate though, centering. Good job to hold the line. Ace Wadden, and Sandfield dumps it back in deep. Williams will have to go retrieve it. Worked up. Materia centering pass for Schneier. He takes his man down. That was Wadden. Schneier will pick it up first, and that'll be touched up by him, and that'll do it for that play. 4:25 remaining here in the third period, and a power play now coming up for Truro as Schneier is going to go to the box. Wait to see for the call. Both officials having a talk there. Still haven't seen a call. The officials yet. Still no call given out to the timekeeper yet, so we'll wait and see. With 4:25 remaining, Truro on a power play. We'll just have to wait and see for how long. 4-minute power play here coming up for Truro, with only 25 seconds separating the penalty clock and the game clock as it's sent right in on Butcher. Lockyer will stop up behind his net. A 1-3 set up here for the Wolverines as they'll just take the pressure as it comes. Williams battle there with Clough. He finishes his check. Puck still centered. Conlon dumps it down the full length. He'll head off for a change. Good start to the penalty kill there for the Wolverines as 2 clearing attempts sent all the way down. Here's a chance on a turnover, almost turned over, I guess you should say, as the puck on a reverse play. Shear now does turn it over. Shear, toe drag shot sent wide past the glove. Short side. Ripley in the neutral zone. Good back check there by Kopik as it's worked in all over the blue line by Reynolds. Close shot sent wide. Ripley far side. Overskates the puck, stops up, cycles it down low. Berger's going to pressure against his counter-numerical partner. That'll be number 18, Clough. As it puck back for Scott at the point. He'll cycle down low, take a little bit of a bump there. Berger pressures. Ripley works it back. McKenzie at the half wall. He'll work a shot towards the net, fanned on it, and he'll send it down. Good job there by Ripley. Send it down. He'll head off for a change now. All 4 for the Wolverines will peel off, and all 4 fresh legs out there now for them. As Scott dishes it over to Lincoln McDonald. He'll carry it over, and delayed call here coming up. It looks like an interference call coming up here. It looks like it's going to be Keegan Webb guilty of the interference. He set a little bit of a pick on the defenseman over on the far side to give Lincoln McDonald the lane to the outside wall. So that'll even it up here with 2:43 remaining in the third period. 4-on-4 action here. 2:18 remaining on the first penalty, I guess you could say, on the double minor for Halifax as it's worked back here. Sidney Scott chipping it up ahead for McDonald over the line. Back past McDonald, can't get it on net. Harper picks it up on the far side. He'll wheel it up with some speed now over the line. Here's a chance. Harper, backdoor shot, scores! And that'll make it 8-2 here now for Halifax. And an 8-2 lead here. Harple sets up the man driving the net. I believe that's Cameron McDonald who will bury it home. Pushed ahead right off the draw. Ripley poked it ahead. Merriweather's going to collect in his own zone. He'll work it to the far side. 4-on-4 action continuing here. McDonald over the blue line and down low. Lincoln McDonald gets poked off the puck. Williams now takes a bump from McDonald. He'll finish his check on the far side. Ripley collects. He'll skate it up. Work it to Parker now over the blue line. Jacob Parker shot there. Sticked away over to the far corner. Lincoln McDonald will pick it up just outside the ringette line. He'll center for Scott. Scott with a chance on his forehand. Scott shot glove save. Held on to and snagged out of the air by Green. Job there by Scott to hold on to that puck. Scott to poke it ahead to himself, and a great job to snag it out of the air there by goaltender Riley Green, who got the start here. He's given up 2. He's seen quite a decent amount of shots here as it's chipped up. Conlon going to work it in. Frizzle, good back check there. He'll pick it up, trying to work it over to the far side, chipping it out into the neutral zone. That's as far as it'll get. It'll be turned back over here by the Wolverines. Shot there. Conlon blocked though. D-to-D, Holman. High stick. Taken away though by Wayne as he touches up. Berger. Gotta be careful. He'll chip it up ahead. 4-on-4 action here, continuing for about 35 seconds. Minute 15 remaining here in the third period. Holman's going to stop up on the pressure in front. Worked up into the neutral zone. Here's Shear. 1-on-2, or really 1-on-4. He's got no one with him. Shear's going to cut to the middle. Wait for some help. Off the bench, McDonald trying to go through his feet. Frizzle poked off of his stick now. Here's McDonald on the turnover. Shot there. Blocker save. Rebound. Cleared away. Good job to get it out of harm's way. There was McEachran. Turnover in front. McDonald. Sim couldn't keep it off. It's onside, and offside will be the call. Face off. Going to go just below us here with 44 seconds remaining in the third period. 2 seconds on the power play, or on the first penalty, I guess. The second penalty, I should say, to the Truro Bearcat was Webb. Got called for interference. Made it 4-on-4. His penalty expired. He steps out over as Kopech will go pressure Merriweather down low. And still 10 seconds now remaining on the power play for Truro as they'll work it up into the neutral zone. Dumping it in. Icing will be the call. No icing as they'll let him play on. Under half a minute now remaining. Back into the neutral zone. Snare picks it up on the far side. He'll get pressured by Merriweather. Trying to cut to the middle. Merriweather's going to rim it around to the short side here just in front of us. Miller's going to send it back down for Lockyer. Pressured by Kopech. Shot there. Blocked once again. Looking for more. Cameron McDonald. Puck blocked. Reynolds. And that'll do it here for this one as time expired. Sim and Reynolds having a couple words there. Reynolds giving him a little extra shot. So after 3 periods of play, the Wolverines 8. The Truro Bearcats 2. Thanks for tuning in here live on High Button Sports. I'm Logan Crothers from the Dr. Carson and Marion Murray Community Center in Spring Hill, Nova Scotia. That's all for me, folks. Have a good one. See you later.